Orange present the 409 Sports Blitz on 12 News.
Hi, and welcome to the 409 Sports Blitz. We are live at Dan R. Hook Stadium, where the West Orange-Stark Mustangs putting their 58-game district winning streak on the line against Silsby tonight.
Yeah, a statement win. I mean, we know the controversial pick I had.
Did you just give away the results?
My fault about that, Ashley.
Goodness.
I mean, you could have assumed, I guess, the powerhouse team coming in, you had to think they would win.
Well, now that you know who wins, let's just go to the highlights.
We'll show you how it
409
happened.
Sports Blitz game of the week. And yes, this morning I was up bright and early at the pep rally. Demetrius, the Pancake Hunter, who's an Oklahoma commit, receiving his UA All-American jersey. We'll have more on that later in the year as he gets ready to play in that big game later on. Keyshawn Robinson finds Elijah Gales, who does the rest. He will not go down. He is in the end zone for the touchdown. The extra point, it was no good, but West Orange-Stark on this pink out night was leading 6-0. Gales, he would just have a big night overall for the Stanks. Look at them finding the seam, going to the outside, and finds plenty of room. Had a chance to take that one all the way, but just inside about the 3-yard line. But you know what? You got Jamal Shaw, and he'll do the rest from there. The handoff, the big man. If Gales is lightning, that's thunder right there. He just got to the end zone. 2-point conversion was no good. It's 12-0. Then Silsby tricked the West Orange defense and me, not going to lie. Yes, because Jeremiah Jackson was wide open there. It was 12-7. You started to feel the momentum shift a little bit, but West Orange scored a quick touchdown. They're up 19-7. When Robinson, the sophomore, he just kept finding these guys open all night, and guess who? It's Elijah Gales. This guy has to be a nominee for the Athlete of the Week. He takes it in for another score. Actually, inside the 5-yard line, I should say. That sets up Shaw, who will have the score. Touchdown Mustangs. They were up 26-7 at the half, and they roll over to Silsby Tigers 45-20. That's 59 straight district wins, and we are here with head coach Cornell Thompson. And what do you got to say about that? The win streak still stays in order.
Well, I didn't even think about that. I wasn't aware of it, to tell you the truth, because we will come out here just to win another football game, so our kids performed pretty well. Now, wasn't them pink jerseys pretty?
So I'm not going to lie. Some people just wear the pink socks. Y'all got the special jerseys.
Yes, sir, we sure do. And our old kids came out, played hard tonight. We're playing two teams tonight. I'm not taking anything away from Silsby. They got a good football team, and they're going to be in the playoffs and stuff. But we have to quit playing ourselves. We'd be pretty dang good if we quit shooting ourselves in the foot.
Now, speaking of shooting themselves in the foot, Cam picked Silsby tonight.
Coach, we don't need to talk about that. I just wanted it for conversation, right? So me and Ashley had something to talk about.
Now that we won, I'm not going to hold that against you. That's fine. I'm happy. I'm elated that the kids got them a victory, so we'll press on.
Well, let me ask you a quick question. So, like we just said, winning, it's obviously something you're familiar with. So much experience, you're starting to turn towards the playoffs. What's your message to the team to try to keep their focus, I guess?
Well, we've been talking about it for 2 weeks. We got to start getting better as a football team and do away with bad penalties on first down. So we're playing too much behind the sticks, although we come out and scored. But we've got to improve and start improving now as a football team.
And, Coach, I'm just going to say, the machine keeps rolling on. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Best of luck.
West Orange-Stark moving on. Now let's move on to some more highlights. Down the road in Bridge City, HJ taking on the Cardinals at Larry Ward Stadium.
Absolutely, Ashley. Going to be a great ball game here. It was a little bit of a low-scoring one for sure. The Cardinals, they've had some high-scoring games, so this is a bit of a switch for them. They start with the ball on offense. It's Osagura. Play action. He's rolling out and finding Noah Broussard. Looks like he's got some room to run all the way down the sideline. He's getting there, but look out. Ball is loose on the goal line. Fumble recovered by Hardin-Jefferson. The Hawks save a score there. Big-time play. Ball security is important, but then Cardinals back on offense again. We'll try it one more time to Noah Broussard. There he goes, dipping the shoulder, and he gets a nice chunk of yards there, puts him in the red zone. Cardinal faithful fired up. Osagura again in the shotgun. This time, he's looking to hand it off. It's Kyler Garlaska. He's finding a lane to run. He's turning on the Jets. He's all the way down the sideline. 10-5 across the goal line and in for the score. So Bridge City would take the lead there. They were up 7-0 at the half. Again, Cardinal faithful turning out.
It was homecoming. Big night for them.
Only right, and we go to the final.
Whoa!
Whoa! 21-20, Bridge City squeaks it out over Hardin-Jefferson.
And how about Orangefield? Their Bayou Bowl rivals. They remain perfect in district as well. 34-13 win there, and they're going to be taking on West Orange next week. Now let's go 9-5A Division I. Beaumont United, they were playing host to Friendswood. The Mustangs going for a tying field goal here, actually taking the lead on the field goal, but it was no good. Fast forward a little more into the second quarter. Jonathan Martin from BU going to call his own number, takes it in from 11 yards out for the score, and they led this one 7-0 at this point. Second quarter, more action, 3rd and 10, Friendswood. The ball is going to be on the turf. It's loose. They would get it back, but they would eventually turn over the ball on downs. Let's see where we'd go from here. Jackson Rhodes from the Mustangs, 41 yards to the house. That's a game-tying touchdown for Friendswood, a team that needed a win just as bad as BU to stay in that playoff hunt. Then it's Hunter Smyer, or Smyrel. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. Smyrel. He's got himself a nice pickup there, about 18 yards before he is pushed out of bounds. Then it's Jackson Rhodes from there taking over for Friendswood. He would eventually find the end zone, as here we go to this touchdown for the Stangs, and Friendswood hands Beaumont United a loss. The final there was 21-7. Letitia, once again, I believe like she's our Beaumont ISD bureau.
Yeah.
Because she is always at BISD Memorial Stadium. She saw another tough game there, but BU falls in this one 21-7. Letitia, how did it all go down?
I mean, let me tell you guys. First of all, I love BISD Stadium because they always like Motel 6, keep the lights on for me, okay? So I will say thank you to them for that. But this was a slow start to this game. I mean, as you mentioned, both teams coming into this game 1-4 on the season, and they had some similarities. Both teams won their first games of the season just last week. So looking to build some momentum going on here. But again, Beaumont United on the board first and leading 7-0 going into the half. Now, in the first half, Friendswood just couldn't get anything going. You know, they took some gambles on 4th and 1 that just didn't seem to pay off for them. But, like, going into the third quarter, it totally changed. By then, Friendswood owned the second half, keeping the ball on ground and sticking with the run game. That is what made the difference for them this week. Their coach talked about how it was an ugly win, but it was a necessary win. So I was able to catch up with Friendswood head coach Robert Koopman after the game, and take a listen to what he had to say.
All right, Coach, tell me how it feels to get this come-from-behind win.
Well, we've been struggling all year, and so to come down here, and that's a good football team, especially a great defensive team. And, you know, we just put our offensive line's the strength of our team, and we just put it on their back in the second half. And we told them at halftime we want to win ugly, and ugly's a one-point win or whatever, and so we're excited to get this win.
And now that you're going to go celebrate with the team, since you already addressed what you spoke at halftime, what are you going to tell them when they celebrate in the locker room tonight?
Well, just exactly that we're an ugly football team right now, but we'll take ugly wins all year long. We're throwing our program and histories. We're throwing the ball, and it's just not our strong suit right now. So we've learned that we're gonna go downhill at people, and we're gonna go talk about how pretty and ugly win that was.
And what are you guys going to do to make adjustments for your next game next week?
Oh, I'm going to worry about that tomorrow morning. I'm not going to worry about that tonight. We'll look at plenty of video on the report, and we'll figure that out.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, that team was clearly elated, as you can see. I mean, Beaumont United's going to have to go back to the drawing board and see what adjustments they can make to get their next win of the season, as you pointed out, to stay in the hunt for district.
Appreciate it, Letitia. Great work as always. And yeah, she's right. You know, Beaumont United has to go back to work. They're running out of time, and they're running out of games to get wins if they're going to think about going to the playoffs. So they definitely got to turn things around in a hurry.
Yeah, growing pains, I think, for a young program. Still trying to find their identity, which is going to happen. I mean,
but you know who they're going to play next week?
Who's that?
Titan Tempo, and you were there tonight.
Exactly, I certainly was. And I mean, that was a great game as well. Port Arthur rolled all over Galveston ball. We go to the highlights. And there were plenty of them in terms of highlights. Jamar Sanders, this guy is a walking highlight reel. Here he is on the first play, getting outside the pocket. Watch this one. Takes one defender, two defenders, juke move, all the way into the house. You cannot bring this man down. That gets the Titans on the board early. And it would be more highlights from Jamar Sanders coming up. But Galveston ball, they answered back. They scored this one touchdown. It ended up being the actually only touchdown of the game. Still, they weren't going down easy. Now this time, Jamar Sanders is going to show off the arm. He's looking deep. He's surveilling the field. He's unloading an absolute bomb to Kelby Blanchette, who climbs the ladder to make the catch. And he's not easy to bring down either. Finally does go down, but then in the red zone, now Jamar Sanders buying time, rolling left, firing a bullet, and this time it's Adrian Hayward able to grab it there to give the Titans another score. Later on in the quarter, Jamar Sanders, this time not so lucky, intercepted by Jerron Turner for Galveston ball and the Golden Tornadoes. And coach was like, he stepped out. No, he didn't. Big pickup there, but they wouldn't score. Instead, the Titans get the ball back. Adrian Hayward this time for the ground game. He's bouncing outside the tackles. He's making defenders miss. He's high-stepping all the way to the end zone. Titans add to their lead, and why not one more amazing play from Jamar Sanders. This is 75 yards, folks. You might lose him if you don't pay attention. He finally gets into that open space. He turns on the Jets, and you are not going to catch him all the way down the sideline. Sanders is in for the score, and I love the celebration here. He goes down, and he does a couple snow angels. Not much snow out there in Port Arthur, but Jamar was having a good time. It was 30-7 at the half. We go to the final score. And it didn't get much better for the Golden Tornadoes. 44-7. Titan tempo, baby.
Because those Titans are so cold out there. You know,
Yeah.
they got to get the snow angels in. Yeah, big win there for Port Arthur Memorial. How about some other scores from outside the area tonight that we weren't able to get to? But look at this one. Jasper. That defense steps up again, and they win 7-0. Rusk was rolling this year. Went into this game as a heavy favorite. Bulldogs grab a huge district win as they're going to take on Carthage next week, the #1 team in the state. Also, look at that score.
A couple other ones. Yeah, Newton, 51-24. You'd expect that for sure over New Waverly. They're a definite favorite for the state championship. And then Corrigan Camden, 14-21. Kuntz with a big win there.
That's right, the Lions. Well, I did too.
I'll take it.
That's right, Lions win. Great job out there by Coach Payne. Lovelady, they take it to Coleman Hill tonight, 55-6. Bulldogs are still in pretty good shape, though, to make the playoffs, so they have time to get back on track. Back-to-back games against Tenaha and Lovelady. I know you're getting familiar with the smaller districts in this area. Those are two traditional powers, so Coleman Hill definitely going to have time to bounce back. Now, it's time for us to hit our first time out. As we do, it's time to hear from the 409 Sports Blitz Band of the Week, the Silsby Tiger Marching Band. welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz as we keep working through our highlight reel. It's time to take a look at 5A Division II, the P&G Indians. They were playing at home against Barbers Hill, and you know they really needed to get a win at this point of district.
They really did, and I mean, they needed to score some points. They need to get that offense going.
Yeah, because last week Barbers Hill and Crosby, they went back and forth, picked things up here, and that's Kobe Trahan. There goes that man, 80 yards to the hizzy, and the Indians leading the Eagles at this point 7-0. But Barbers Hill, you knew they would come right back. Brent Holdren finding Josiah Herndon, and he's got a reservation for 6. They would miss the 2-point conversion try. Indians were leading this one 7-6, and you already had that feeling. Oh boy, here we go. We're going to have ourselves a shootout. Cole Crippen, he's going to find Brandon Ganeri, and the Indians extend their lead over the Eagles to 8. It's 14-6. So now it's the Hills' turn. They're going to fire right back. Josiah Herndon going to get in on the highlights one more time here as he's going to find the end zone around the edge. This time, the Eagles would go for the 2-point conversion to try to tie things up. They were trailing 14-12 at this point, and Herndon has been the go-to target for them, so why not Herndon again? Look at the big guy, back of the end zone for the score, and we are all tied up at 14. P&G firing right back. Crippen with a screen pass to Chance Prosperi, and that's going to set P&G up with a 1st and goal. And if you're that close, you're going to hand the ball off to Kobe Trahan, because why not? Knocking on the door, he's going to kick it in. 21-14 Indians at this point, and there's under 2 minutes left out at the reservation. P&G leading 49-35, and look at that score. Undefeated Nederland is no longer undefeated. The Stingarees of Texas City win 14-2.
Yeah, we had somewhat of an idea that they might have their hands full on that one, but what a great game. 14-2. They end up losing that one. Like I said, there goes the first L in their column. But how about this? Another chance for a big statement game. LCM taking on Huffman-Hargrave and its quarterback, Ashton Landry. He is finding Carson Pete. That's good for a score. Battling Bears off on the right foot. And why not Ashton Landry one more time? We know this guy's been a highlight reel all season long. This time he's going to be looking for a different wide receiver. It's Dwight Davis going over the top, and he has nothing but daylight ahead of him. He's going to go all the way, add 6 more to the tally. Ashton Landry already with 2 touchdown passes in the first half to this point, but it's Huffman-Hargrave's turn. The Falcons, we'll see if they can answer back. Quarterback Luke Thomas going to be under center. He's dropping back. He's looking. Goes for his second option in Tyler Wilkins. Double coverage, it doesn't matter. Wilkins, good for the grab. Falcons answering back. We've got ourselves a ball game. Look out. Number 7, Huffman-Hargrave, though. They had a chance. They could be losing this one. You got to be careful. Now it's Dwight Davis again. This time he's running the ball on the handoff, picking up a solid chunk. Coach Eric Peavy has these boys playing some football. We go to the other side. It's Luke Thomas, quarterback. He's rushing it in for the score, so it's a neck-and-neck ball game. You're not sure who's going to come out with this one. We go to Luke Thomas one more time because he was making plays in this game. Celebrating with his teammates one more time. He gets it from under center. He makes a defender miss, and he's headed to that pylon, able to reach over for the score. It might look like the Falcons have this game in the bag, but no! An upset.
How about that?
39-31, and I mentioned that Coach Eric Peavy, what a season he is putting together there for those Battling Bears.
You know what? And I got to say, you got to think LCM is now starting to knock on the door of the state rankings because their only setback was right here in Dan R. Hook Stadium. They have been rolling since. Huffman was undefeated, ranked number 7 in the state. Huge statement win for the Battling Bears. You know who was there to see it all?
Who else?
Big Tex. We're talking about James Grant, and he is actually honored enough to be there with Eric Peavy, the Class 4A State Coach of the Week. I mean, and now he pulls off another win. Doesn't get any bigger.
Yeah, you said it, guys. Man, Coach Peavy, you're a busy guy tonight. Yeah. Plenty of interviews going on after this one. But, hey, I always seem to find the great game tonight. It was LCM taking down an undefeated Huffman team on the road, 39-31. Coach, y'all were down going into halftime, and y'all came out and pretty much turned up the gas and never looked back.
We had a great first quarter. Like I said, I felt like our coordinators had done an unbelievable job doing some things they weren't ready for. We scored and jumped up on them, but they're a championship team. They're not ranked number 7 in the state for nothing, and they came back in the second quarter and really took it to us. And we had a blocked punt. We had a couple, holding calls, and so we're going in half down. But we got into the kids really good. But the difference with our kids right now is they believe they can do things. They believe they can come back, and we had a nice talk, and we got them back out at the second half, and that belief came out. We really knew we needed to lean back on our running game, got Morris going again, really started pounding the rock, and made it tough for them to score on offense, and was able to jump up on them.
You said it right there. And I know Huffman, they had a great quarterback tonight, Luke Thomas. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all's guys not too bad either. Ashton Landry, what can you say just about his play tonight and all season?
Well, Ashton's been great all night, but I really felt like our offensive line really set the tone the second half and made it great for him and Morris. They were coming off. They knew what blitzes they were doing, and they were picking it up and played much better this week than we did last week. And we're going to have to be even better next week.
You said it, Coach, and I was going to ask about next week. Y'all are playing Viter. We know, right. That's right. That's going to be a good one. If you want to talk about carrying the momentum from this week, into next weekend.
I know this. I have a good feeling where the game of the week's going to be next week because Battling Bear Stadium's going to be sold out. Matthews is going to show up about 1 minute before game time and run on the field with his team, and it's about to be packed. Stadium's going to be packed. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be 2 good ball teams, and we're excited about the opportunity.
I love it. Well, I know Ashley and Cam will be fired up to get down there next Friday night. Coach, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way. Coach Eric Peavy, y'all with LCM. Again, Battling Bears come away with the victory tonight on the road in a hostile environment here in Huffman, taking down the undefeated Falcons. LCM moves to 5-1 on the season. They'll face Viter next week in a big, big matchup. Live in Huffman, James Grant, 409 Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, James. Let's get right back into the highlights tonight. The Lumberton Raiders, they were back home against the Livingston Lions. Raider Nation getting up on their feet and ready to go as they take the field. But Livingston getting on the board here. Nice pass to the outside. Will he take it in? Yes, he will. Touchdown, Lions. I actually picked Livingston in this one, and I am so sorry, L-Train. Later on, Raiders ball. Pass over the middle. He's got his target, and there goes that man splitting the defenders, and he will eventually get taken down after a nice pickup. More from the Raiders. Look like a field goal there. Now Livingston with the ball going the other direction. Talk about some shiny green helmets, by the way. You can see those from Mars, I think. Ball is on the ground, and Lumberton has the ball. They recover. Raiders back with the ball, slinging it over the middle for the touchdown. That was Caleb Cook taking it in for the score, and he almost got thrown to the moon after that. Be careful, big fella. Extra point there, good. Here comes Livingston, and yeah, that defense was all over the place tonight. Lumberton looking good from beginning to end. Raiders with the ball, and we got ourselves a little miscommunication. That's going to be a big loss. Raiders again, deep ball going to the end zone, incomplete. Let's go ahead and look at the final of this one. The Raiders, they pull off the win over Livingston 46-14, and Viter, they're still undefeated.
They also picked up a win.
That's right. They take down Splendora 30-20 in that one.
They're making their case for game of the week, and we'll keep it rolling here. If you haven't had enough, we got more highlights. East Chambers heading down to Kyle Whitefield to take on the Panthers. And the Panthers have had a great season this far. They're 5-1 going into this game. We go to the first play. It's Marcus Curiel. He's passing to Landon Corbett. Got some room to work. Nice tackle out in the open field, but he's down inside the 30. And on the next play, it'd be Corbett again, this time taking it on the handoff. Another good tackle would be made by Wyatt Cash. He's stepping up in the middle of the field to make that hit, but not before Corbett picks up some more ground there. And now it's East Chambers' turn. They've got the ball. Jacoby Peralt rolling out on the play action, throwing cross body. That's going to be intercepted. Look out for Kyle Till, and he wants the run back. He's not taking the touchback. He's looking for some blockers. Finally does get brought down, so maybe he didn't want to take that knee. But either way, a big play to get the ball back for his team. So now we'll see what the Panthers can do with it. It's going to be a run here for Carter. More good defense, though. Another turnover is going to be forced. Ball is loose. Ball security is job security,
That's
Ashley.
what you tell me.
That's what I tell you. And then it would be East Chambers again with the ball. Peralt looking down the middle. He's got a man bouncing off defenders.
You got to wrap
You got to wrap him up. And he's down inside Panther territory. It's going to set him up for a chance for a score. Here's Ace Chambers again, right inside the goal line. Handoff to Hayden Reeves. He's going to truck it on in. That's good for a score. It was 10-3 at the half, but this one has gone final. The Buccaneers, a big win over Anahuac, 24-10.
That's a huge step towards a district championship, and Coach Sutherland said he just hoped they finish in the top 4. Well, they're undefeated in district in first place. Other scores from around the 409 tonight in District 10 3A Division 1. Hardin, they fall at Beaumont. Look at the Cougars put up a 60-burger tonight, winning it 60-30. And Kirbyville all over the Tarkington Longhorns, 55-13.
Some high-scoring affairs tonight. A couple other scores to take a look at. Deweyville, 40-14 over Hull Dicetta. That's a big win there. And then Evadale, 53-7 over High Island.
And how about our private schools? Kelly, they went up to Addison in the Dallas area. Tough night for them. They fall to Trinity Christian, 61-23. But Legacy Christian takes it to Northside Homeschool out of Conroe, 80-54. That's six-man football. You got to love it.
Oh, okay.
It's basketball on grass. That's going to take us to our second timeout. Plenty of more, including a recap of the game of the week coming up next on the 409 Sports Blitz. And welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz game of the week. West Orange-Stark, Silsby. If you're just walking in your house and you missed the highlights, guess what?
You're in luck.
That's right. 409 Sports Blitz game of the week. Let's take a look. Take a look at those highlights again if I can spit it out. And yes, this morning, that's Demetrius. He is the pancake hunter. Headed to the University of Oklahoma, he received his Under Armour All-American jersey. Congratulations to him. We're going to catch up with him later on in the year before he heads off to that game. How about this? That's Keyshawn Robinson, the sophomore quarterback, dumping it off to Elijah Gales, who literally refuses to go down, and he's finding the end zone, gets inside the pylon, but the extra point was no good. West Orange-Stark in those pink-out uniforms, leading this one 6-0. Gales was all over the place. This guy is definitely going to be a candidate for a state athlete of the week after big plays like this. Taking this one deep inside Silsby territory. Can't quite get into the end zone, but it doesn't matter because after that, they would hand off the ball to Mr. Jamal Shaw. He's got the score. 2-point conversion was no good. It's 12-0. And then some trickeration that completely fools me and the West Orange-Stark defense. That leaves Jeremiah Jackson wide open. From there, he takes it to the house. Extra point was good. Silsby was down 12-7 at this point, and he thought they had some momentum, but no, West Orange would score immediately to go up 19-7. Later, it's Robinson to Gales, and he's nearly got another score, taking this one deep into Silsby territory once again. That will set up Shaw, who will have another touchdown for the Mustangs, and they extend their district winning streak to 59 games in a row. That is unbelievable. Your final out here was 45-20.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you want to just harp on me a little more about my pick. You got another chance.
You know, first of all, you made the wrong pick on this game, and I had to give you money for the concession stand.
Yeah, it's been a rough night for you, I guess. Well, and for me. We're all
okay.
having.
It's all right. You
at
least brought me back a drink out of my money, and you gave me my change after you asked if I wanted it
I'm
back.
keeping you hydrated. I'm doing my best.
Appreciate that.
It's time to tighten up the chin strap. We're going to the hit of the week. This is going to be a big one. It comes from that game in Port Arthur Memorial. Galveston ball, taking it outside the tackles. Watch out for the linebacker coming up for the big hit. It's Davon Isles, and that puts him into the bench. Oh my, gonna need some teammates to dust him off there as he gets back up. A huge hit from Davon Isles for your 409 Sports Hit of the Week.
Welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz, where West Orange-Stark won our game of the week 45-20 over Silsby. Another big game was going down over in Anahuac. That's where the Panthers, they were defeated by East Chambers tonight, 24-10. Our very own Sapphire Cervantes has been out at Kyle White Stadium all night long to recap this one. Sapphire, what do you got out there?
I mean, I'm happy the lights are still on, let me tell you, and the mosquitoes are on too, and so were the fans tonight on both sides, and there was especially high expectations for the Panthers tonight, and they were not able to live up to them, unfortunately. I mean, there was a great defensive front by both teams. That was undeniable. They kept strong throughout the game until the last quarter, really. And the offense, though, for Anahuac just couldn't get things going. None of the passes were connecting. And there were too many penalties. There were 2 turnovers also in the first half that really hurt Anahuac. And those penalties also cost them a lot, especially in the end. I mean, there was a late in the third, there was a touchdown pass. It was beautiful for Anahuac, and that was called back because of a flag. So that really hurt the momentum in that game. And there was also, that's when the fans just started to give up, and they started to leave, and that showed with the end of the second half when the team started playing. He started giving up too. I mean, the atmosphere was dying down, and so was the game. East Chambers just kind of let off, and Anahuac just faded away. And I talked to Coach Neese earlier this week, and he said this team can really hit, and they are very grounded. And by the end of this game, they lost that grounding a little bit. But it was picked back up after the game by our athlete of the week, Landon Corbett, actually, because I talked to Coach Neese after the game, and he said he's going to give his players the 3 days off, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because it's a teacher's off day, and he's going to let them rest, but then they're going to come back, and they're going to learn from these mistakes, and they're going to watch this film, and they're basically just going to learn the lesson of the game. That's how you go. You just go through the season, and you're learning. Their quarterback is a sophomore. He still has years to kind of make up for this and learn from his mistakes. And Landon Corbett said, guys, you can't take this personally. You got to keep your head up. And Coach Neese says he has all the faith in his team, especially after this, and seeing how his leaders led this team after this loss, and that they can take him back from this and back to a winning streak when they're done with this break. So, you know, he seems pretty hopeful, and best of luck to them after this game. And East Chambers was so excited for this win, and the fans, they showed out for East Chambers, I'm not going to lie, and it was pretty rowdy for them on their side.
All right, we appreciate that, Sapphire. Great job out there. As you said, Anahuac falls at home to East Chambers. Hopefully you got some Buc-ee's before you went out there, and, you know, have some snacks to at least drive home with.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to the Buc-ee's deal. I've been there a couple times. I haven't been there enough, I don't think.
Buc-ee's.
It's the real deal.
It's a must stop, and if you're near there within 20 miles, you got to go to Buc-ee's. It's time for another time out here on the 409 Sports Blitz, and as we do, it's time to take a look at our 409 Sports Blitz Play of the Week.
The Play of the Week, brought to you by 5 Point Credit Union.
And our Play of the Week comes from the Game of the Week. Keyshawn Robinson finds Elijah Gills, and I don't think you can really appreciate what he did on this play. Refusing to go down, hits the circle button, and reaches down to the pylon for the touchdown. Elijah Gills. That is our 409 Sports Blitz Play of the Week. And welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz Game of the Week. Week 7 is in the books.
Time is flying by, man.
It certainly is, and it certainly still does not feel like football right now.
Yeah, well, and it's exciting, too, because it just means we're getting that much closer to the big Kahuna district play.
That's right. Playoff time.
In playoff time.
Because we are in district play. What do you?
Yeah, we're in district play. Look at me.
Sorry, guys. I think he hit his head. It's all right. But, you know, we are looking towards Week 8. We've got some great matchups. Let's take a look at some of the next week's games. And these will all be voted on for our Game of the Week. We leave it up to you, the fans. I'll be posting them on Twitter tomorrow. Beaumont United, must-win situation as they go down to Port Arthur Memorial, and they got to deal with Titan tempo.
Not going to be an easy one for a must-win. Absolutely, that's going to be big. And then Jasper, Carthage, we talked about that. I mean, Carthage is just a wrecking ball.
I said West Orange-Stark's the machine. That's a big-time machine up in East Texas. And Jasper, they're going to rely on the defense, and they can't score a lot of points, but it worked tonight. They beat Rusk 7-0.
Yeah, they better hope that secondary shows up again. And we got a couple other matchups that are going to be looked at for Week 8.
And there's the big one.
That's the one. I mean, you heard Coach Peavy. He was throwing his hat in the ring for Game of the Week on this one, and I think he's got a good talking point.
And, you know, I think you got to put it right up there. Vider, LCM. LCM has a single loss here to West Orange-Stark. Vider is undefeated. Orange County rivals that are right down the road from each other. When he said that stadium's going to be sold out, I 100% believe him. They might have to put some extra seats on the track like they used to back in the days when the Battling Bears were playing in the bigger division. That might have to happen. And also, we can't take anything away from Orangefield. The Bobcats,
Great season.
they are looking really good this season. They only have a single loss, taking on West Orange-Stark. Can they slay Goliath?
Right. I mean, so many great candidates for Game of the Week. I'm interested to see what the vote looks like because we've had some blowout votes, a no-brainer. I think a game like this to be out in West Orange, going to be interesting to see where we end up next week.
All right, can't wait for it. And that's going to wrap up Week 7 of the 409 Sports Blitz. We're going to say goodnight tonight with the 409 Sports Blitz Band of the Week, the Silsby Tiger Marching Band.